Ina manua ia tena, mona mona rauti kiwa. Mona mona timua. Te mundala ni manua, inumu mona mona tinumu.
Ya, saya belum saja nak kemenangan lagi. Segala macam. Anggaran yang lagi untuk.
To the Executive Chairman, the Fiji Pine Group of Companies, Turang Taltala, Turang Tubi Tongo, Kimdu Kelsarna Turang Bunua, board members, landowners, staff and management of the Fiji Pine Group, ladies and gentlemen, Bula Vinaka, and a very good morning to you all. I'm very glad to be here as we gather to again acknowledge the excellent work of the Fiji Pine Group and celebrate yet another successful year achieved by your staff and management team. Today I have the pleasure of distributing $1.5 million in lease security bonus payments to our landowners, matching the record-setting payment that was distributed last year. It's hard to believe that our first lease bonus payment in 2013 stood at $350,000. And today, only 5 years later, this payment stands at more than 4 times that amount. As we celebrate another big win for Fiji Pine, celebrate another big win for our landowners and the entire Fijian economy. Fiji Pine is currently in the midst of a massive capital construction program to upgrade their major infrastructure and bring modern state-of-the-art factory facilities to service our pine industry. And I'm very proud to see that even while carrying out such a capital-intensive agenda, you've still kept the faith with our landowners through this $1.5 million bonus payment. Since 2011, every year, we've seen the Fiji Pine Group surpass its performance and strengthen its relationship with our landowners to turn this industry into an unqualified success story. As my government has brought a record 8 straight years of growth to the Fijian economy, Fiji Pine has ridden that same wave of success, and that has set you up to fund the capital upgrades, critical upgrades you need to keep this industry on its rapid path of development in the years to come. I've just been informed this morning that as of 7th of August, our foreign reserves level is expected to hit a new peak of $2.3 billion. $2.3 billion. Never amount seen in our economy before, in all its history. $2.3 billion in the reserves. As part of that effort in Fiji Pine, I'm delighted to be here this morning to also officially open a brand new $3.6 million water treatment plant. And with this morning, we will now have successfully upgraded 85% of Fiji Pine's infrastructure assets that were in dire need of repair. As was the case of the entire upgrade of the Drasa factory, including the new sawmill, the kiln, the planer mill, and power generation plant, not 1 cent was borrowed to complete this project. It was entirely funded through the company's reserve cash flow saved over the past few years. So it's safe to say the days of verging on bankruptcy are well behind us now. Naka. And that does not come simply by chance. That has happened because of leadership, bold and visionary leadership from my government and from the company, and the dedicated management of the Fiji Pine Group. That has happened because 6 years ago, my government took a long, hard look at the state of this industry and decided that business as usual was not good business for anybody. I've spoken many times about the years of mismanagement that brought this industry to its knees. And I know many of you today lived through those years yourselves and first saw hand just how close this industry came to catastrophe. Those were the dates of high debts, insolvency, neglect, and rapidly depleting forestry reserves and resources. Those were the days of poor returns, of no money, rampant corruption, exploitation, and abuse. And in those days, there were deep gaps in trust between our landowners and the company. And I know that because our landowners told me so themselves. I went to them 6 years ago to hear them out and understand their concerns so we could remake the Fiji Pine Group into an organization they could trust. It was your ideas and experience that shaped the comprehensive reform my government needed to launch this industry. Since then, we've rebuilt that trust by proving to our landowners that we brought in the right management and the right strategic vision to produce consistently high returns for our pine industry. And there is no better proof of that than this 5th consecutive lease bonus payment being distributed today. Back in 2011, no lease had been renewed with Fiji Pine for nearly a decade. And that goes to show how much faith had been lost in the industry. But that was then. This is now. Over the last 6 years, we've renewed nearly 23,500 hectares of expiring leases. That has not happened because our landowners were forced to do so. That has happened because you, the landowners, believe in this industry and they have faith in where it's headed. My fellow Fijians, this industry is making real progress. The Fiji Pine Group is recording real achievement, and our landowners are realizing real opportunities. Those are the facts. And in case they miss my remarks this morning, I would ask that someone, please, inform the members of the opposition of just how well this industry is doing, because they badly needed to be told. Maybe if they had some idea of what we've achieved, they'd stop spreading so many lies within our Lautoka community. But then again, if they did understand the facts, they probably still find it hard to tell the truth. Because unfortunately for them, the truth is completely at odds with everyday doomsday prediction they've had for this industry and every one of their attempts to deceive the Fijian people. Time and again, we've heard them claim that Lautoka land in Fiji is at risk, that our landowners aren't secure. But the facts on that are clear. Not 1 inch of Lautoka land has been lost under my government. The fact is we have a constitution that enshrines the ownership and protection of Lautoka land. They claim my government was going to take land away from landowners if they do not renew their leases. But the facts are clear there as well. And our landowners are renewing their leases because they are choosing to do so because they see the potential in the industry that are working well to realize. The fact is we haven't taken anyone's land by force, and we never will. We are empowering our landowners so they can get the most out of their land and from their land's resources. And now they are trying to discourage some of our landowners from renewing their leases by lying again about this industry's prospects. But the facts again are clear, and no landowner is better off sitting on the sideline while this industry continues to do exceptionally well. To dissuade them from being a part of this progress is irresponsible and an insult to the intelligence of the landowners. Indeed, some of these people who are going around telling landowners who have pine leases not to renew the leases, and in the process making all sorts of false promises, are the very people who did exactly that with sugarcane leases, which led to the shrinking of the sugarcane industry. Ningangaro ni binakatiko, nabitalno ni politiki ni sabadi dawiri mengo na ngona ni bindingi. Beware of these individuals. They don't genuinely care about you or the industry, or your future generations, or our country. They only care about their political fortunes. The opposition has dug themselves into a very deep hole with the lies that they've already told. But instead of coming to terms with reality, they've chosen to keep digging. They've chosen to keep playing politics and keep spinning lies, and unfortunately, they are doing it at the expense of our landowners. They are doing it at the expense of our country, and they are doing it at the expense of these little ones. So while my government is busy working to improve the lives of ordinary people by bringing as many Fijians as possible into the fold of our economic prosperity, they are doing exactly the opposite. They want to divide us, and they don't genuinely believe in nation building. They are unpatriotic. They don't want our landowners to take part in real progress, because they know that every time any of our landowners does well, their entire ideology becomes less relevant, and their vision for a divided and backwards Fiji becomes even more distant. So to all 20,000 Fijians in our land-owning communities who depend on our pine industry, whether you lease 2 hectares or 2,000, I assure you our commitment to your success is unwavering. This industry isn't just surviving, it is doing extremely well, and we want each of you to play an equal part in its continuing success. But this industry can only rely on financial stability alone. We have to take the sustainability of our forestry resources just as seriously. If we don't make an equal effort to replant and reclaim what we've taken from our forests, the development of our entire pine industry will come to a screeching halt. When it comes to putting this industry on a more sustainable trajectory, we have a lot of lost ground to make up, because prior to 2012, our forests suffered from nearly a decade of almost no replanting at all. Since 2012, our replanting programs have begun in earnest, and Fiji Pine has set aside another $2.3 million this year to replant land and lay down a foundation for a more secure and sustainable future for this industry. So we are making headway, but we need everyone working in our pine industry to remain committed over the long term to protect our forests from disasters such as fires, and replant our forests so that our sons and daughters and our grandchildren can inherit the same bounty that our forests provide with us today. Thank you to Mr. Faiz Khan, the Executive Chair, and the board members of the Fiji Pine Group for your energy, dedication, and commitment to turning this industry around. Keep up the great work and keep showing us what is possible when effective management, sound planning, and worthwhile investment come together to work for the Fijian people. May God bless our people and our pine industry, and may God bless our beloved Fiji. Vakabuli.
This water treatment plant, you know that we will bring a lot of blessing to those. Thank you. How about this? thing here. Huh?
All water from this for the buoys. We had a plant that was 30 years old with all the technology.
Toko batu nama kendamu ciri kali menonton mana raul subli. Toko kana tua mundo na kono ratabu ciri ke menonton. Ibu kamusa noiboro mata kali na lutu ke kamusa somono mata kali na mono toko tolong raul dia semua belum tahu.